Welcome back to JCMOBILEGARAGE. So I know it's been a while. I'm active duty military. Getting right back on these videos of the B20. That's what we're going to be building today. So we got the manual. We're going to be step by step with the manual, making sure everything's good with this B20 that we got out of 99 CRV. Remember back, I'll put a link in the description below right up here. On the last video we did the clearance with the rings and everything like that, with the pistons and everything. So now we're getting back on this. We're going to build this B20 and we're going to be putting it into a Honda. We don't know what yet, CRX or Accord or Civic. So before we get in this video, subscribe, like, and share, and let's do it. All right, so this is the B20 that we got out of the 99 CRV. We got it all done. All the pistons and everything was all redone on this motor. And we got the crank right there. And we got all new seals right there and everything like that. So we're going to be doing that. We got the book right here for 99 CRV, 97 to 2001 Honda CRV. So it has the B20 in here. So we're going to be going step by step. I got this brand new book right here. So we'll be opening this up. And we'll be going over torque specs, everything for this engine, and all that kind of stuff. So let's open this up and let's get the crank in. So we'll flip it over. I got this all cleaned up. It's been sitting underneath the plastic. So I got it all cleaned up. I had some ATV transmission fluid in here, so we got to clean that up. I do have some Lucas oil assembly lube, so we need to use this when you put everything together. And I have my torque wrench right here. Got all your brand new bushings here, everything like that. And then we got our thrust washers right here, and we got our book. So let's open this up and flip this engine over. Let's put this crank in here and let's get the rotating assembly in. All right, so right here it says that the main bearing cap should have the arrows pointed towards the timing belt and numbers indicated position. Make your own marks if they aren't available. So what's that saying is this needs to be number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 all pointing this way. So when we get this in here, okay, make sure these bearings are in here. We've already done the clearances and everything, so I'll show you a video on that. Okay, so now we got see how it says number 4 pointed this way. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would go right like this, and they all be pointing this way. This is where our thrust washers go, right here. There's one on the front, and there's one on the back side here. 1, 2, and I think there's there's 2. One on this side and one on this side, which we have 1 and 2 right there. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna be doing. So let's get our crank. Let's put some assembly lube in here first. Let's assembly lube these up. Make sure these are flush, all the way flush on both sides before we push this down here. Okay, make sure this is good, this is good, this is good. Make sure it's all flush. All right, so we got our assembly lube. We're gonna put a little bit in here. Make sure this is good. We'll put a little bit in here, like that. We'll put a little bit in this one. Make sure we got them all, and then we'll make sure it's all lubed up when we go to do it. Okay, yeah, there should be 5 of those. And we'll just lube this up real good. Make sure this is all lubed up before we place the crank in there. It's just pre-lubrication for your engine when you first start it up, so you don't get no metal to metal wear on anything. So we'll do this. We'll put the crank in there, then we'll do it on the bearings before we do all that. Okay, make sure these are all good. Okay, and then you want to set your thrust bearings, which are here, your thrust washers. So these go just like this, and we'll put a little bit in there to hold that one. And then you got this one here, which sits on the back side right there like this. They sit flush like that. So now when you set your crank in there, it'll sit perfect. And make sure that these do not fall out. Okay, so we're going to do that next. We'll place it in there. All right, so now we got the rotating assembly or the crank in here. And you can see there's a little bit. We're going to put a little bit more. It doesn't hurt to lubricate these, okay? We got our thrust washers right here, 1, 2. So they're flush. Make sure they're flush with that. Make sure it rotates, which it's rotating nicely, okay? So now we need to grab our caps like these. So like I said, this is number 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one will actually go right here like this. But we need to put some stuff on here, and then we'll place these on here. So you'll see after I get done. So they all need to be facing the crank, which is timing belt, this way. So they all need to be facing this way. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Get them kind of flush. Okay, and then we got our bolts. Okay, so they should be all the same length. I believe so. There's 2 longer ones. Yeah, there's 2 longer ones, and those ones are for the top one here. Okay, so your top bolts right here. So we need to put some assembly lube on these before we put in. This is your longer one right here. So these ones actually go right here and right there like that. But we need to put some we need to put a little bit of stuff on here. So when we put these in here, you can use engine oil, you can use pre-assembly lube, you can use anything you want. But in order for this to get torqued down correctly, you need to use that on these, because you'll just crank on it, and then they'll end up breaking. So you don't want to do that. Okay, so we'll get some engine oil and we'll put some on here while we put these in, and we'll thread these in. Then we'll get the torque wrench right there, and we'll torque these down. These are 14 millimeters, so we'll be using a 1/2 inch torque wrench with a 14 millimeter, and we'll get these torqued down, and then we'll check our assembly. But right now, it's still rotating, so we're good. So we don't have any bind up or anything like that so far. So, all right, well, let's get some oil and let's do that. All right, so I'm just using the assembly lube, so I'm going to put a little bit on each one here, just like this. So what you want to do is just a little dab right there, and right there, a little bit there, and it'll thread all the way up. It's kind of like thread, your thread locker or whatever you want to put on there like that, okay? Then these ones will be this one here. This one will be this one here. Just want to make sure that they're threading in there correctly. Okay, so you got that one. You got this one. And then this one here. And they're threading in there nicely. Okay, this one here. Like that. This one in here. And then this one in here like this. Like that. Okay, so you might have to move these around a little bit to kind of get these to thread in. So like this one's going in nicely, this one's going in nicely, this one's going in nicely, this one is not going in so nicely, so we need to make sure that we get it correctly. Okay, so now I can thread it by hand. Okay, this one here like this, and then this one here like this. All right, so according to the book, right here, main gearing cap bolts for a B20 Z2 are step 1 is 18, okay? Step 2, 56. So it says that 1 in 5 caps get 56 total at step 2, and number 2 and number 3 and number 4 caps get 49. So 1 and 5 are 56. So your number 1 right here and your number 5 are at 56 foot-pounds. Your number 2 and 3 and 4 are at 49. So we'll get the torque wrench out together and we'll start torquing this down. Got the torque wrench set up right there. You can see the 10 and it is on the 8. So that's 18 foot-pounds. So everyone gets 18 step 1. okay? So we're gonna start with this one here. We'll get 18 on this one. So kind of hold it for a minute. 1. And we'll get 18 here. Let's see if I can get somebody to help me. 18, okay? So number 3 is done. Just come a little closer. All right, so 18 here. All of them need 18, so we're gonna do this one, number 4 next, and see if it clicks. Got that one. And this one should click, 18. So step 1, they all get 18, okay? And then we'll do step 2 next, okay? This one I already did. This one, click. And that one's good. That one's good. And we already put assembly lube on these too, so that's step 1. All right, so now that we got step 1 done at 18 for the B20 Z2 right here, okay, step 2, we need to do 56, okay, 2, 3, and 4 get 49, 1 and 5 get 56, okay. So now we need to set the torque wrench to, so we'll do 1 and 5 next, and we'll do those at, we'll do number 1 and 5 at 56, and then we'll go back and do those at 49. So 56. So that's what we need to set the torque wrench to right now, to 56 foot-pounds. And we need to do this one, and we need to do this one. All right, so we got it set up right there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's at 50 and then 6. Okay, so we need to do 1 caps, and we need to do number 5 caps at 56. All the other ones get 49, okay? In here. So we'll do 56 on these 2. Okay, so we'll do that one, and then we'll do this one, and then we'll do this one. All right, so I just got done doing these ones right here, and those ones right there at 56. So these ones, 2, 3, and 4 is 49. Okay, so they won't be as hard to do. So 1, 2, 3. So let's set our torque wrench to 49, and let's do those ones. Still spinning really good, so we'll do those ones, and then we'll check the rotating assembly and make sure we're good to go. All right, so now they're all torqued. So these ones are torqued to 56. These ones are torqued to 49. 56, 56, 49, 49, 49. So now that we're good with that, we'll check and see if it spins. Yep, spinning freely, and I can do it with one hand, so we are good to go, okay? So then you can grab your windage tray right here and make sure that our windage tray fits. All right, so now we can set our windage tray in here like this. So this is just a 10mm nut right here and right there, and then we got bolts here, 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 there, and there, and we'll put this, we'll make sure when we spin this, we're getting our clearance, so we are good to go. All right, so stay tuned for the next video. We will be flipping this over, and we will be putting our correct connecting rods and our pistons in the cylinders here. All right, so we're going to do our pistons here. So you can see down there, and you can see that we got the cross hatching for every cylinder, so it's all good to go. So we'll put some assembly lube down here, and we'll do our pistons next. All right, so we got new pistons from DJI. I know that's not right. I just set it in there. I know they all need to be facing this way, towards this way. So this actually needs to go this way, but we got new pistons. So we got all 4. Need to clean this stuff up. But got all 4 pistons here. 1, 2, 3, 4 connecting rods. We got new bearings. They're in my toolbox over there. And we had this. So the way I did a video on doing these right here. So these are all set up. All the rings are set up and made sure that these are all good to go. Got the new wrist pins, and then we're just going to use the regular rods for this. Okay, so this will be in the next video. All right, well, we got one video down on the B20. We got the connecting the rotating assembly, the crank in there. We got it torqued down for what torque specs you need. So I'll put a link in the description below on what torque specs I used and what I used in this video. So stay tuned for the next video. We're going to be putting the pistons in, connecting rods, connecting to the rotating assembly. Going to get that all set up and ready to go. And then I got new oil pan and all that kind of stuff for it. New oil sending unit and everything. So new head and all that. Yeah. So stay tuned for the video. So if you like this video, please give us a big thumbs up. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at JCMOBILEGARAGE. And if you're in the Pensacola, Milton, Pace area and you need your work done on your car, hit me up at JC Motive Mobile Services, LLC, and I will take care of you. Thank you, and we'll see you next time on JC Motor Garage.